Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's World session. Apologies for missing last week. I needed to tend to myself and was unable to send out any notice or notification that the session would be missed. So again, apologies. And here we are. So the first thing I would like to bring attention to, something that I noticed for myself, is my uh, tendency to rush or to want to change my experience that I'm experiencing. So I want to change whatever it is in the moment because I want to avoid feeling, let's say, whether it be pain or discomfort. And so that pain can be either physical pain, emotional pain, um, psychic pain, so pain of recurring thoughts or memories. And there's an avoidance that comes in, or wanting to change the experience that's taking place, wanting to change what's happening. Um, so I wanted to bring today's session in to focus um, to gentleness, to being with the experience that you're having and not trying to change it. You don't have to change anything. Just to simply observe to observe yourself, or to observe what's happening, to observe your body, to observe your emotions, to feel them, to really bring you deeply into your body. Because there's this skimming, I don't know, it could be for you, or maybe not, or maybe not in this time, but you can think to your life where you stay on the surface, where you could be in extreme amounts of pain, let's say in your leg or your back or in a body part, and you still, instead of taking the time to tend to yourself, to slow down, to give space by breathing into the area of discomfort, how many times you push through the pain just to get to the next thing or to accomplish a task. And where there's that pushing, there's this think it comes up as an avoidance of what's actually happening. And when there's an avoidance of what's actually happening, then spontaneous healing can be missed. And as I say that, the feeling so emotional saying that. By slowing down and feeling yourself fully. So whether that be pain or discomfort of any sort, that it just feels like this pushing away from it, like that's going to make it better or change it or modify it or lessen it. There's this goal to wanting to change what is happening. Then breathe into yourself, breathe into your body. And we'll do that right now. You don't need to like, oh, I'll do this as an exercise later. No, right now. Feel this chair that you're sitting on. I'm getting so emotional. You can feel your emotions. Your emotions are there to heal. They heal you. They're natural. They're supportive. But when they become driven or goal oriented, then they become pathological. So there's already a release moving there. So just breathe into yourself and see for yourself in this moment. I'm not trying to change your breath. If your breath is shallow, then let your breath be as it is. If your breath is deeper and you can breathe into the bottom of your diaphragm, down into that abdomen, and feel your breath expand through your body. Feel it fill you and see for yourself how willing you are to meet yourself, to feel how willing are you to feel yourself fully, to be with your emotions, to be with yourself, to be with the pain, to make friends almost with the discomfort within yourself, whether that be emotional discomfort, physical discomfort, psychic or spiritual discomfort, to welcome it in. All of those aspects of you make you you. All of those things that you deem as faults actually make up a part of you. Without those faults and quirks and, well, there's only one you. And if you didn't have those little isms about you, well, then you wouldn't be you. So we're doing a few things here as I'm talking, I'm seeing the body relaxing. So you can just see how, for yourself, are you willing to lean into yourself 1%, 2%, 20%, 30%? See for yourself. There's no right or wrong without trying to change it. And just bringing attention to the breath. So we're going into the breath cycle, into all of the diaphragms. You got a cervical diaphragm, you've got a natural breathing diaphragm, which is around midsection in that diaphragmatic space right underneath the lungs. And then you have your pelvic diaphragm, or what we call that pelvic basin. And there's just so much tension in there. It feels like they're so tight, and it feels like this holding on for dear life. It's like this bracing of life. The breath is this wonderful, beautiful thing. With every breath, there's a chance to breathe in life and then to let go of what no longer serves. But there's this bracing against feeling. Specifically, it keeps coming up as pain, but even as joy. Oh, this could be too good to be true. If I feel too happy, I don't want to let myself get away with these good moments. The rug's going to be pulled out from underneath me any moment. Where is the lion hiding, around the next corner? So there's all of this bracing against life. They need to soften the diaphragm. They need to be malleable. They need to be flexible. And in with that flexibility comes the flexibility to have with life. Life is not this stagnant place. It's not just a straight line. It ebbs and it flows and it goes up and down. And sometimes there's joy and pain and sorrow. But then there's also these miraculous things that happen. Magic and spontaneous healing happens always. It always takes place. It's happening always. Within your body, there's always spontaneous healing. But when there's a bracing against life of wanting to avoid the situation, avoiding yourself, avoiding pain, avoiding pleasure, coping, forcing yourself to get to the next thing. Oh, there's so many emotions coming up. And oh my. And so this is all within the 3 diaphragms, this strong, strong holding, all of these coping mechanisms to get me to the next place. If I just get through this next thing, then it will be better. Then it will be easier. Then I'll know what to do. Then I could be joyous or happy or content instead of breathing into the moment as it is without trying to change yourself. So we're jumping. I need to change myself as a consciousness out of these 3 diaphragms, which actually work together as one, like the 3 brains, right? The head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain is all one brain that works cohesively together. And there's all this bracing of these rules and regulations that you place upon yourself for your life. And only when these rules and regulations and recipes are met, well, then I know that I'm doing good. Instead of just relaxing and being gentle and having some compassion rise for yourself. And through that gentleness and slowing down, then there's the ability that natural spontaneous healing takes place and then ripples out through your life like magic. And so we're dumping all so many emotions from these three diaphragms. Oh my, there's a lot of tears. Oh my. Oh my. I'm gonna anchor. You can do that too. An anchor. You feel the bottom of your feet, your legs. Oh, there it goes. I was doing a biogenic release of all emotions, dumping 5 senses, so the filters from which you view yourself and your life from each of these diaphragms, anchoring it to individuation. There it goes, and dumping that consciousness of, oh, I must change myself. I must change the situation. And here's the crux of it. You're always changing. You're always changing. You want to change? You're always changing. Person that you were, your cells, before you got on and listened to the session, is completely different to now. The body is constantly healing. And so some gratitude is coming in, some gratitude for yourself. Gratitude link that's bringing me straight to the heart. Oh, and bringing in the heart's natural ability to harmonize. I'm just anchoring all of this to heart and gratitude. Tapping that in here. Oh, we're going to run a hydration, do a cortices, run cortices. So again, if you want to learn how to do cortices tapping for yourself, please reach out to me. Oh, it's a free technique. It can improve your health up to 65% as a standalone technique from the Body Talk system. Just need to shoot me a little email or comment on YouTube in the comments section, and I'd be happy to send you that technique if you're interested in learning how to tap your cortices. Linking cortices, hydration. We're doing also a circulation, SB switching, and then a circulation of all blood, lymph, nerve, chi, to from within the general body energy. So just anchoring this whole session. So that's basically an access routine minus the reciprocals. Didn't do the reciprocals in there. It's not asking for it. And so this session will run as an interactive recursive. Oh, I'm just missing one thing. Going back into those 3 diaphragms, we dump that pathological consciousness of I need to change myself, or I need to do something to change myself, or need to change the situation that I'm experiencing, or my feelings, or my emotions, or whatever it is you feel you need to change. There's a permissions coming in. I can be still now. So bringing in stillness. Beautiful. Bringing in stillness with anchors right into that vertical mind, right into that vertical, the present moment. Horizontal thinking or horizontal mind goes into the past, projects it into, brings it forward into the future, into the present, and then catapults it into the future. So that's the horizontal mind. Goes back and forth between memories and future imaginations. None of either of those exists. Your memories are just your memories. They only exist in your mind. The thing that happened no longer exists. It's gone. And the thing that you think is going to happen, the future, however you imagine it, is an imagination. The only thing that is now. So anchoring that or bringing stillness into those three diaphragms. There's a little bit of defensiveness coming up, some anxiety. So you need to bring in, we've got a lot of planets going in retrograde. It's bringing up, it's like blowing off the dust in an attic, the way I like to see it, or the way I see it for myself is like, whoop, the planets went into retrograde and all these dust particles, everything that needs tending to it's retrograde is not an easy time, but it's certainly a time that could be used for healing. We're going to anchor this to the earth, to Mother Earth, for some support and nurturing through this, especially as these emotions dump while that healing is happening to all of the three diaphragms. And then also anchoring it to the water. There's something about the water element coming in here. We're going to do an elements balancing through those, through the three diaphragms. It's a little stuck and rigid. There's too much metal, so we're going to balance metal to water element through the three diaphragms. So those emotions, as the diaphragm processes emotions, so those emotions can synthesize and move through the body. There it is. End of session. Beautiful. Alrighty. This is going to run as an interactive recursive as you need it. So it may just run one time, it may run 3 times or 4 times throughout the week. I'm not setting a specific amount of times that it's going to run. Your body will sort that out for yourself. Would love to hear your feedback. Tell me how you're doing and how you're feeling. I'd love to hear from you. Please get this out to as many people as possible. Share, subscribe, like, comment. And again, if you'd like to experience a personal session with me, you can reach me and I'd be happy to set that up with you. Much love. See you next week.